I do feel it's very important to raise awareness about what female innovators have to go through, especially if you're a woman in women's health. It's like you're playing the computer game on super hard mode, because first you have to go through the gender fundraising challenge, right? You have to raise funding, and a very small pot of the overall funding is available to you. Secondly, if you manage to overcome the gender fundraising gap, then you have to overcome the gender data gap. You have to conduct your own clinical trials and your own clinical investigations, because there's so little pre-existing evidence and published papers on women's reproductive health. And then if you manage to get through the funding gap and the data gap, you're left with this third completely arbitrary hurdle, which is that advertising is very challenging for women's health innovators, because large platforms like Google, Meta, Transport for London, TikTok, Amazon actively restrict gynecological health content. And this is something that my company has experienced. A lot of other female health innovators have experienced. Our content gets classified as adult content or political content, or
What? Because you mentioned vagina, or you say what? Like what? What?
No, yeah, vagina is a big offender. Yeah,
Okay.
but some very plain female health experiences ranging from menstruation to breastfeeding to menopause can often get categorized as adult or political content. And
Wow.
recently we ran an out of home campaign in London on bus stops, and our content wasn't approved for the underground, for the tube, because
What?
we were showing the speculum, which is this medical device that gets used in almost every gynecological health appointment. It's
Yeah.
quite an invasive device. It's certainly outdated. It needs a redesign. It's had the same design since the times of the Roman Empire, quite literally. And that was deemed to be too offensive. And then the ads that we were allowed to place on bus stops, they featured our tampon.
Yeah.
Because we're advertising a diagnostic
Tampon.
tampon,
Yeah.
and various different members of the public across London took it upon themselves to censor the ads, to place stickers on the tampon so the tampon wouldn't be visible, to remove certain words like STI or uterus, to spray paint over them or to sticker over them. And this is happening
No. This
in London,
happened. This happened. This has happened
in
recently.
in one of the most progressive cities. And we had the same experience when we were advertising in New York as well, which is, again, another considered very progressive city.